we're back. And we're back. Live stream number 2. Shout out to the boomers out there. Make sure you're touching the buttons. Today we're talking about setting goals, goal setting, diet, bulking, cutting, rest. Make sure you're resting and more in this general self-improvement chat that we do every Friday. I may switch these to Wednesdays, but we've been doing Fridays now since about the beginning of the year. It works, although my Fridays have been a little tied up lately. Maybe I do need some rest. Anyhow, look out for them. I'm going to set up a playlist. I've said this like 3 times, but I'm going to do it. That's one of my goals that I'll set today. Get that playlist out there. So we'll have a nice one place to click on and check out all the second live streams that we've done on Friday. We've done a few of them. We talked about everything from the strong lifts to no fap to the keto to some conspiracy theories. All kinds of open discussions here because indeed crypto has brought us together in an alternative frequency, which includes economics, strength, diet, training, thought, meditation, all kinds of alternative ways to kaboom the system out there, boomers. Make sure you're touching the buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bells, all the ding dings, button up. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word that we spread daily, the good self-improvement word that we spread here daily. I want to see the pumpers out there dropping comments here in the population of the chat box. We want to talk about our goals. I've been keeping you updated with my personal goals, and they shouldn't just be strength goals out there. And what your diets are. I did the keto for a while. Shout out to all my keto maniacs. We got links to Perfect Keto protein and other products down below where you get some discounts. Shout out to the people at Perfect Keto that were kind enough to provide us crypto maniacs with a discount, so that's good. And I used their products for some time while I was doing the keto diet, and I lost over 20 pounds on the keto diet. So that's good. I've met my goals, and now I'm been kind of on a bulk. I'm not going to say kind of, actually on a bulk. I've definitely gained a lot of weight since September, and I'm feeling stronger than ever. So my personal goals, and I've shared this a few times every Friday, is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 plate overhead, 2 plates bench press, 3 plate squat, 4 plate deadlift, all for 5. Now I've already done the overhead press, and I'm almost basically there with the bench press. I'm still a little behind on the squat and the deadlift, which I expect to hit sometime this year. So until then, I'm probably going to be on a bulk and continuing to eat big so I can lift big. I want to hit those numbers times 5. 1 plate overhead, which I've done. 2 plates bench press, which I'm basically there. 3 plates squat, and 4 plates deadlift. That's 45-pound plates on each side with the 45-pound Olympic barbell. We're only doing barbell exercises. And I started with the strong lifts, which is linked down below, the lifting program, which I recommend everybody train the core basic movements, squat, bench, deadlift. And you could follow that. I did that for some time, and then we moved over to the Mad Cow. So what are your goals? And it's important to set some goals out there. For such a long time, I was at the gym doing push-pull legs, just showing up and going through the movements, but I didn't have a specific number that I was trying to hit. Now, your goals don't have to be a specific amount of weight. They could be a specific amount of repetitions with a certain amount of weight. But I do recommend that you set some goals, whether it be in the gym or in your normal life, that are quantifiable, guys. That you want to make sure that you can quantify them, not just that you can say, "Oh, I want to do that. I want to do this by when, what time, how long is it going to take?" Those things need to be clearly defined out there. Shout out to Revolutionists and the rest of the boomers that are tuning in. Guys, drop a comment. Let me know if you read me. I know I just fired up this other live broadcast, and sometimes when I turn off the software, close it, and open it back up, sometimes the mic seems to cut off. But I'm seeing that it's apparently good on this side. So let me know if you can read me. 10-4, Roger that. To all the boomers out there. Shout out to this summer. I want to lose around first just to tone down. So one pound, or what are you talking? 1 ST, 1 stone. Okay, I don't know what that. Maybe that's what you mean. 1 stone just to tone down. D Rock says 10-4. All right, 10-4. You guys could read me out there. Yeah, I want to cut this summer too. I feel like by this summer I should be able to hit these strength goals, and maybe I'll start a cut then. 1 stone. How many pounds is 1 stone, Rev? We don't use that term here in the States, but I know, I mean, obviously I know about it, but we normally don't use that term. How many pounds is that? A stone. Shout out to Derek. He's back. Yo, yo. Shout out to Rob B. Welcome to the box. Okay, now a few people are starting to get in here. It takes about 5 minutes for everybody to populate the box once again. I don't know if you guys have got your post notifications. I know some of you guys were at the live stream this morning, which was just about 10 minutes ago, so you stuck around. You know, Derek and Rev were there. I have income goals and subscriber goals. That's awesome. So we were saying that when you set these goals, Derek, and you probably know this, is to have a quantifiable goal, something that you can, you know, quantify with a digit, you know. So how much income and how many subscribers would be the question. If I hit them, I'll be so happy. That's good for you. Hopefully you do. Revolutionist says 1 stone is 14 pounds. Okay, that sounds like a good goal. When are you going to start that goal, Rev? And what are you going to do to get there? I feel like I'm going to have to lose a stone this summer after the weight I've gained. I was at that keto. I lost about 20, 25. I've gained most of it back. Although it's not in fat, it's a good portion of it's in muscle because I'm way stronger than I was before I started keto last year. And for those that are trying to cut, keto's not bad. Keto's not bad. I like keto, and you can eat good meat and savory foods. That's what's good about keto. Since you're eating, you know, high fat, a lot of the food that you eat can be savory. Rob B says, how about those lights? Indeed, the lights have been performing very well this entire week and the week before. You know, ever since they announced that Mimble-Wimble, I think it really helped them out. And, you know, this factor of fungibility is a big deal. So we've been talking about the lights. We picked up some lights for our community portfolio, which we just checked out earlier this morning in our first live stream. But this live stream that we do on Friday here specifically is more of an open discussion when we talk about other things, you know, diet, bulking, cutting, diet, exercise, strength training, and whatnot. I kind of started cutting, traveled last week and added volume and deloaded 20%, doing the same thing this week, and notice I'm hurting much more, and old lady noticing my definition more pronounced. There you go. Yeah, every once in a while you want to do some rest. I agree with that. You know, even with the strong lifts and now with the mad cow, I feel like I'm kind of topping out this week. Today I was really like tired at the gym and I felt a lot weaker. And sometimes it's good to pull back, not to stop at all. Keep going, but sometimes you got to pull back. Not all progress is completely linear. You're going to have peaks and valleys, so you got to pull back. Maybe what you're doing is good, D-Rock, you know, deloading 20%. Sometimes you want to deload even more, 30, 35, even 40%, and then start the program once again. And you'll be surprised of how much stronger you could get if you continue to go through the motions, just cut back the weight and let your body recuperate. And then you can get some more definition, maybe cut a little bit. But yeah, when you lose weight, eventually you're going to lose strength. And that's what it is. It's at some point you'll lose strength. The question is at what point? Subscriber goal is 100K. Income goal is 90K. There you go, Derek. That's good for you. I'm not sure how many subscribers you have now, and you know what your plan will be there. What your plan is to get there and to be there. But I would, you know, break it down on a daily basis. You know, if you have X amount of subscribers now, and what does it take to make up the difference, and how many per day are you gonna have to get, and then start grinding towards it. My goal when I first set up this channel was to hit 10,000 subscribers, which I did. And then we got over 15,000, and then the algorithm swapped out and changed, and then we lost like almost 500 subscribers with that. And now we're just under 15K. I would like to get to 30K now, but I haven't really been active on that goal. I would have to start doing like, you know, multiple videos per day. What up, champ? What program you can recommend for putting some muscle on a 5'8", 150-pound skinny, says Hefe. I recommend that you start eating good, okay, and you start doing the strong lifts. Squat, bench, deadlifts. The strong lifting program is linked down below. It's absolutely free. Read the entire website. It's like a whole book. It has a table of contents and where it links to everything. It has answers to all your questions, and start doing the major movements, the barbell exercises, which are the squat, the bench, the deadlift. And it also includes overhead press and barbell row, and download the app. And it'll tell you exactly how much pounds you should start with. You want to start with a way lighter weight than you should expect, and then start eating good. And if you want to gain weight, start drinking milk. If you want to gain weight and some muscle weight, start drinking milk. About the lights on the way down, says Rob D. Congrats. D-Rock says, I kind of started cutting travel last week. Okay, we just read that. Subscriber goal, we said that. And then Derek McLean says, I only have 1,630 subs. All right, so getting to 100K is probably a lofty goal out there, Derek. You want to make sure you do an attainable goal first. So maybe it could be 5,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers. You want to make sure that, you can get to something attainable, because if you set the goal too high and then you don't hit it, then you're not going to have motivation to keep going. So you want to have goals that you can achieve, because that gives you more motivation to keep going. So if you're not achieving small goals, you may not stay motivated. So that's one thing with the goal setting. Set small goals that you can achieve, like something that's more realistic. Like right now you got 1,630. Like, how long will it take you to get to 5,000? You know what I mean? Set that goal first, then get to 10K, because, going to 100,000 subs, I'm not saying it's not possible, because there's plenty of channels that have that, but you got to get to 5K first. And, it's tough to get to 100,000. I mean, I've been on the tubes for a couple years, and look how many subs I have. You know the deal. So maybe try for 5K, then 10K. You're right. And set a plan. Like, what am I going to do to get to 5K? How long is that going to take? And, break it down mathematically. And you'll see you'll get way more motivated once you hit that 5K. D-Rock says, eat more calories than you spend and lift heavy. Quality calories, not sugar, and empty carbs always help me bulk and have good energy. Cutting is what hurts. Bulking is way more fun. Indeed, you're right, D-Rock. Bulking is way more fun because you can eat a lot. And you're right about getting quality calories. So that's the answer for you, Jefe. You want to get those quality calories and start, on a strong program that you're progressively adding weight. Download the app. The Strong Lifts app is free, and start there. But 5'8", 155. I don't want anybody really under 175, 180 in the box, guys. See, I want some muscle on the bones. And if you're a taller gentleman, you should be closer to 200. So says Mark Ripato. Derek McLean says, you're right, champ. Indeed. Got to ask yourself, what's the goal with the diets too? Are you going to be bulking, or are you going to be cutting? I already shared with you what I'm doing in order to lift more. But as soon as I hit those numbers, I'll probably get on a nice bodybuilding hypertrophy program and cut for the summer. I feel like I can hit these numbers by the summer. Derek McLean says, I'm like 165. You got to put some meat on that bones, Derek. You got to start lifting strong out there. I want everybody looking diesel in the box out here. Not looking like Vitalik. Vitalik's probably like a $110. Vitalik probably weighs like 100 pounds, guys. But, 165, you're at fighting weight. That's like a boxing weight. Batman says hit the dinner table. Yeah. But 165 is not strong, man. That's more like a what is that? Like a middleweight fighter or not middleweight. Maybe middleweight's more like in the 170s, right? Derek says he's not very tall though. Then maybe you should be at least 175 then. If you're not that very tall, throw like 10 pounds of muscle on. And if you guys are taller, it should be more around 200. Look at Larry Wheels here. Larry Wheels is 280. He's hanging around with Thor 400. That's what I'm talking about. D-Rock says, I could lose a few pounds of fat, but I don't want to lose weight. I don't like being under 200. There you go. D-Rock knows the deal. Worked my ass off years ago to get over that hump. I need to harden. There you go. So D-Rock's about 200. There you go. That's what I'm saying. You should, if you're taller, you should be around 200. Not a fat boy dough out there. You know, you want to drop under 200 and cut the fat and then get closer to 200 in muscle if you're around that weight. But, you know, once you've worked up to get over that hump like D-Rock, you do need to harden. I'm somewhere around there, D-Rock. Trying to hit these 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. And maybe cut closer to a little less than 200 for the summer. And the rest is important too. And you know, you just mentioned that, you know, doing a deload. Probably, you know, once you've been working out for about a year or so on doing hard programs, every month to 6 weeks, you probably be doing a deload. Derek says he could deadlift over 300 and power clean over 225 in college. That's good. That's good. You know, everybody in college says those things, but it's about what you're doing now. Forget about the past. The past is gone. And what are we going to do for the present and the future? D-Rock says his beard weighs 10 pounds. Shave the long beard. I don't want anybody in the platoon looking like commies out here. Okay, we're not gorillas in the mountains in Cuba with Che. Okay, guys? We're decorated soldiers. I want you guys trimming up. Shout out to Derek and D-Rock. Batman says he's beat from training this week and time to rest and eat. Resting and eating is just as important. I mean, some of these guys, they go to the gym too much. If you're going to the gym 6 times a week, I don't know. I think that you're not training hard enough, in my opinion. I know there's some people that are doing that. Some even like Snake Diet tries to go 6 or 7 times a week, and he goes very light, only does 1 working set. But in my opinion, you're not going hard enough. So, I mean, like 3, 4 times, maybe 5 times the most. And then you want to rest, like Batman said, and eat. If you want to gain muscle, you got to rest and eat. That's how you're going to grow. D-Rock says he looks like special ops out in the trenches. All right, I respect that. I like that. I just don't want any commies out there. I don't want any commies on the team, D-Rock. Derek says, I don't care to be that strong anymore. I don't know why that motivation not there as much anymore. You probably been sipping on the soy. I don't know, Derek. If you don't care about being strong, you got to ask yourself why that is. I mean, think about it. Why wouldn't you want to be strong? Why wouldn't you care about being strong? Maybe you should. That's a, you know, something maybe not. But I'm saying maybe you should. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Not caring about being strong doesn't make sense to me. I hit 315 deadlift for 6, squat 225 for 10. There you go, Batman. That's a solid intermediate level. That's a solid number there, Batman. You want to lift those numbers? Or are you happy with those numbers? Derek says, like, I want to be strong, but I don't care to hit new PRs anymore. Well, that's something you may want to consider. You always want to set a goal that's just outside of your reach. You always want to be progressing. If you're not progressing, then you may be regressing. You can't stay stagnant and neutral all the time. So consider that. Everybody should consider that. You just can't be, if you get too happy where you're at and you don't want to keep moving and progressing the line, I don't know if that's a good thing out there, boomers. I mean, a plant always continues to grow. There's never a point that says the plant says, "Oh, I'll stop right here." You know, you want to grow in your different ways. That's how nature goes. If you're not growing, you may be dying. I don't know. Bench 225 for 6, overhead press 165. That's nice. That's strong, Batman. I like that overhead press. Batman says, not happy, not my all-time best, but close. There you go. You always got room for improvement. Derek McLean says, that's true, but I've always hit my lifting goals, and honestly, I wasn't really hard because I enjoyed lifting so much. There you go. But think about that metaphor just for life, too. You know, you want to progress, and you want to keep setting goals and growing in life. But you don't want to stay stagnant. Changing gyms helps motivate, says D-Rock. Get bored when the surroundings don't change, and you're on the top 10 strong guys of the gym. That's true. You may want to switch up your scene and setting and go somewhere else, and somewhere else may motivate you more. That's a good point. I haven't ran into that problem, but I can see that, D-Rock. I go to a normie gym, but everybody's cool out there, and you know, everybody keeps to themselves, and it's the same characters that you see there in the morning. Everybody seems to be cool. The earlier you go, the more mature the gentlemen are and the people. And then, you know, by the time you go like after 12, it's just a bunch of young guns. The young gunners wake up late. Revolution says he bench around 300 for 3 sets of 10. There you go. Rev strong. He's more advanced. Flipping tires out there in his crypto castle. Rev, I just saw a headline before hitting start streaming on this stream. Cardano 1.5. A test net being released very soon out there. So I know we were talking about Cardano before we fired down the last broadcast. And then I saw a positive headline. So good for that. Truce in the building. Kaboom. Derek McLean goes to Planet Fitness and it's so lame. But you were talking about investing in Planet Fitness, Derek McLean. Truce says, I gave you a shout out on my last live stream, champ. Kaboom. Well, kaboom to you, Truce. Let me shout you back out. Shout out to Truce. Boom. D-Rock says, we travel a lot. Full-time RV life. We leave and move once we're bored and we get caught in the norm. We're working part-time at a gym is always cool for motivation. There you go. Yeah, working at a gym is cool. I've done that in the past as well. Shout out to the RV life. That sounds fun. Derek McLean says it's a great investment, but the gym is boring. You're not enjoying the process. I enjoy the gym. It's not boring for me. Batman says, I'm banned from Planet Fitness where I live. Link alarm. There you go, Batman. He's banned. Too many deadlifts. Truce is working on his 6-pack for this year. So there you go. You got a goal. And you got to make a quantifiable goal by when. You want to make sure, you know, you can count the days out. Champ is on a bulk. I'm trying to continue to eat big so I can lift big. I'll work on my 6-pack later. "14 Crypto Maniacs." We're talking about setting goals. What are your goals now for the short term, for the midterm, for the long term? Make sure they're quantifiable and you have a plan of action as to how to get there. And I was also mentioning you want to set goals that are achievable so that they can continue to motivate you to set bigger goals. We also talk about bulking and cutting. Champs on the bulk right now, trying to lift this 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. And that's after a cut, the keto cut that we did. We lost over 20 pounds. Shout out to my keto maniacs. And also shout out to my intermittent fasters out there. Shout out to my intermittent fasters and my fasters as well. Those that go 2-3 days without eating. Some of you fat boys shouldn't be eating out there. Revolution says he'll be flying to America for at least 3 weeks next year, hitting Miami, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Kaboom. I won't take all your ladies. Shout out to Rev. Okay. Indeed. True says, yeah, I'm going to cut face. What you putting up on the bench? Just about 225 times 5. I did times 4 the other day. So I'm trying to get times 5 is my immediate goal that I've been doing since for a few months now. I've been sharing it every Friday with you guys. I'm almost just about there. Derek says, I actually want to get into more local sports, league, football, hockey, and soccer. Those are more fun to me right now. Then that's good. That's good. Maybe that's more fun to you, but you know, do that. So get into a league. I definitely support that. Batman says, how about Thor winning the Arnold Strongman last weekend, deadlift 1040? Yeah, that was nice. Shout out to Thor out there. And Larry Wheels. I think they're in Dubai now. I've been watching those strongman lifting series every single day. That's what I do in my free time. I just watch powerlifting, guys. It's powerlifting all day long. Baby Champ's watching it with me, and that's what's going on. Indeed, that's it was exciting, Batman. D-Rock says, I want to get some travel weights to put out when we park. Maybe get some new neighbors to lift and make more fitness friends. Deadlifts and squats in the years would be dope. Yeah, that would be. You seem like you're having fun out there traveling around on the RV. Shout out to you. Let me drop a bomb. Wealth Unit says, just make sure you wear a condom. All right. Batman says it's motivating watching training videos. Yeah, that's what I've watched, you know, in my free time to keep me hype. Those Larry Wheels Strongman series have definitely hyped me up. And the RV life does sound dope, Batman. D-Rock seems like he's living the life out there, traveling around with his lady and enjoying himself. Shout out to you. You can always use water for lifting. What do you mean, like gallons of water for a weight? Rev says, D-Rock, roll a huge tire to park and flip it. That will tone you up. Yeah, I got to do some tire flipping. Now I've been watching these strongman series. I want to do the yoke. I want to do maybe a log press. I've never tried these things. And I have tried the tire flip, but I've, you know, it's been such a while. You know, I would love to do that. I know you recommend that. Derek says if he hit income goals, he's going to Europe for the women. Spain and Portugal. All right. Batman says get some gallon jugs and a couple 5-gallon buckets. Derek says, and friends. 5-gallon buckets filled are 50 pounds, says Batman. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's good to know. 5-gallon buckets filled with water are 50 pounds. Rev says the tire is a killer. And Wealth Unit says that's jail style. Whatever you got to do to get it in. I was seeing Larry Wheels talking about that he used to lift cinder blocks when he was young. All right, guys, I'm going to tune this down. I've been on an intermittent fast because I bulked so much that I figured that by today I wanted to do a longer fast, almost on a 20-hour. So that's what we're going to be doing. Getting some eggs and bacon in there. I like the heavy protein. So I'll take a few more comments and questions. Make sure you're setting your goals out there, whether it be bulking or cutting. But above all, rest. Get some good sleep out there. Sleep's important. You want to be sleeping good in order to continue to grow. Rev says, yes, Derek, I was going to go to the pyramids then Rome, but opted for America next year for 3 to 4 weeks. You rather go to America than go see the pyramids in Rome? I'd rather go to the pyramids in Rome. America's cool, but pyramids in Rome sounds a lot more intriguing. Fasting is great. I'll be fasting and keto in a couple weeks, says Batman. Yeah, I'm gonna do. You know, I'm doing a little bit of intermittent fasting. I'm gonna do it more soon, and I'm doing it today. But I haven't been. I was when I was doing it with the keto, and it was very successful. Batman wants to hit the pyramids. So do I. I would love to hit the pyramids and Rome. Pyramid is max to the bench. Shout out to Bit Papa Kaboom. Nice to see you out there, Bit Papa. I was going to go on my own and still might end up going. Yeah, you should, Rev. You should. It sounds like a better trip than coming to America. Sensation says, shit, is that you, Champagne? No wonder you kaboom like crazy. Indeed. Derek says, I used to date a girl from Italy. She was a freak. I miss her. There you go. Derek's going back to Europe. Giza's the center of all landmass, says Bit Papa. It's a special place. Yeah, I want to go out there to Egypt. Pyramids built temples in Egypt. They could definitely build the perfect body. There you go, Bit Papa. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and land the plane here on this live broadcast. We've been on for a little while. I'm going to go get some food and enjoy the rest of my week, and I'll be back. I'm talking about taking rest. I'm going to be taking a rest on the live streams for about a week. If it's not next week, it's probably be the week after. So if I don't pop up on you guys, you guys know the deal. It's going to be soon, sometime between now and April. I'm going to go ahead and probably take a little spring break or a week off or something like that, just to rest up. But we'll continue to boom. More than likely, it's not going to be next week, but you never know. Take care, champ, says D-Rock. You too. Derek McLean, I think travel is important to booming. I agree, Derek. Rev says he might go to Egypt this September then. Yeah, you should. Yeah, go to Egypt. Forget about America. It's cool, but, everybody wants to go to New York City. That's interesting and that's fun and everything. But I think the pyramids would probably be better. Although I don't know. I've never been to the pyramids, so maybe I'm wrong. Anyhow, guys, enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next week, guys. Stay booming out there. It's the voice of the blockchain here. Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest. Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.